What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW. And today we're going to go over a day trading recap with a live trade. I traded stock ALF, and it was a really good day despite a few little hiccups. Check it out. All right, guys, we're going to jump into this recap. But for this one, I had to sit down. I had to grab my stool, sit down here by my fish tank, take a look at some of the corals and some of the fish. And, well, I only got one fish in here, and kind of relax a little bit. It's a good day. You know, I'm sitting up on a triple on the day, just a little bit above a triple. So it's nice. You know, Friday was like what I call bottom of the barrel home run. Monday was another bottom of the barrel home run. Today could have been a big home run day, but I'm only sitting on just above a triple. And the reason this is the case is because my first entry of the day was a starter entry. However, the stock just boomed right after my entry, made a big move, got halted, and I was just there with 25% of the size I initially wanted on the trade. Now, typically speaking, when I enter a starter position, my starters range from 10% of what I want on the trade upwards of 50% of what I want on the trade, depending on what I see on the chart in the moment. So let's say I want 1,000 shares of any given stock and I'm only going to take a 10% starter. I'm going to start off with 100 shares, right? If I want 100 shares of any given stock and I'm only going to start with a 10% entry, then I'm only going to take 10 shares of that stock, right? So my share size is going to depend obviously on the stock's risk. So in this case, I wanted about 1,000 shares, maybe a little bit over, maybe a little bit less, probably not less, probably a little bit over if anything. And I only got myself 25% of what I wanted. And I was looking to add a little bit more of a dip, didn't get it. As soon as I got in, that thing, boom, got halted. And then, you know, I had decisions to make. And I go over those decisions in this recap. I also have that trade recorded live for you. Now, I do take a follow-up trade, and that follow-up trade also had decisions I needed to make on that trade. Am I going to go in there with full size? Am I going to go in there with a starter position? What am I going to do here? Am I going to risk all my profits from the early morning's trade on that trade, or am I only going to risk a portion of it, right? So I'm going to go into all of that in detail in this video. We're going to go over the charts, my thought process, the live video, everything, all right? So before we move any further, the ticket to admission is smashing the like button for me. So let's go ahead and do that for me real quick. It helps out with the algorithm tremendously. And if you want to come over here at the daytraderchatroom.com and learn with us how to trade, how to manage risk, right, and to trade live with us every single day, you can join us. Links in the description section and comment section. I'll also leave you a link to a 5-day trial where you get access to the dashboard, video lesson library, live trading, and some courses. All right, so come check us out, daytraderchatroom.com. Now let's go ahead and jump into the chart. Before I forget, like we always say, we love to talk about you guys' performance. And here is the performance of the team as a whole today. 87% of traders are green today. 12% didn't trade. No one is ready to break even. Congratulations, guys. You're absolutely killing it. Absolutely killing it. And if you come on over here to the dashboard, right? Come on over here to the dashboard real quick. And you go here, boom. And then you come back down here and you look at chat room accuracy since launch, updated yesterday. Look at that. Monster. Monster. Every day we do those polls and you guys vote. Just keep up the good work, guys. You're killing it. Super proud of everyone. Let's go ahead and jump into this recap here, guys. So this morning, my list, CLSD, TRCH, ALF, UXIN, AMC. AMC only interested if we can break 60 for a move back to 70. ALF, right, watching for 375 to hold support for a move to 450 to $5. So that one, had a lot of potential as well. It surpassed what I thought because it squeezed into the open in the pre-market session here. But first, AMC. AMC, right off the bell, tested that $60 level, shied away from it. I was saying, guys, I prefer this thing to just trade in this little channel here for a couple days and then give us an explosive move through 60. It didn't do that. While I was taking my second trade on ALF, what happened? AMC popped through 60 and then pulled in right back down there to test 60 again. I missed it. I couldn't trade it. I wasn't, I was actually babysitting my ALF trade, which wound up being another nice winner. So I kind of missed that, but an entry in here, you know, 61, 62 bucks would have been money with a stop at 60. So missed out on that one, but I know some chat room members caught it. You guys said it in chat. I'm super happy for you that you were able to catch that and make some money on this move. There's still a tremendous amount of potential on AMC today and tomorrow, so I'm definitely going to continue keeping it on watch. All right. So TRCH, this one was another one here, and we'll go over the live trade on ALF in a few minutes here, but this was another one that I missed because I was, you know, in ALF. I was, again, in ALF and missing out on this one, but this one would have been an awesome little trade right here, and I'll show you where. Would have been, it's one of my go-to setups. We have the break up over VWAP, nice, what? Increasing volume, right? We make new highs, and then we pull in. Where do we pull in? To this previous resistance zone, support zone now, a VWAP, 23.6 Fibonacci level. And what do we get as we pull in? A slight little decrease in volume, right? Look at the slight little decrease in volume. Bang. Isn't that beautiful? You get your little pullback. So this would have been an easy entry right around here or here. Right? Let's say you would have had an entry there, 470s with a stop just under 460. Such low risk. I love it. And then you get the nice bounce with what? Big increase in volume. This was a no-brainer trade. I wish I would have been in it because that would have been an awesome no-brainer trade right there. Right? So no trade on that one for me, but still good one to recap here. All right, that was a really good one to recap there on TRCH. I think this one's still one that we can keep on watch today because this one did have special dividend press release that was put out in pre-market today. So you do have potential here. Now, if you come here and you go to this 5-year chart real quick, you can see clear-cut resistance up here where we have found resistance. It's from back here. On the daily chart, you see that there. And then the next level is up here, up over 6. So those are the levels to watch on ALF. All right. Next, we had on watch UXIN. Nothing there. Faded completely. Neuro was a back burner we had on watch. And we figured you could see something like this happen on it. But obviously, it's, you know, just a one-and-done type mover. CLSD was also on watch here. We already went over that one. So then what was left? ALF, which was my favorite. I said ALF, and AMC were the ones I'd be watching right off of the bell. So this morning we get ALF right in here. Let's zoom back. We got ALF right in here, right? We're talking about, let's really quickly come here. We're talking about how ALF has news, you know, we saw some news release that came out on this one. We were talking about that it had room to 450 to $5. All right. So knowing in the back of my head that we have room to 450 to $5, that means those levels were resistance levels on the daily, right? Those levels were resistance levels on the daily. Here's one resistance at 560. Here's a little bit of past top right here at $5, right? So where does $5 line up? Look at when I put the $5 line here on the daily, look what happens intraday. Right there, bang. Where do we find it? 23.6 fib, VWAP, $5, all lining up there. So when we get a quick little pop through VWAP, whoops. Come on, cooperate. Okay, we got a quick little pop through VWAP right in here, and I take a starter position right in there. Now, why don't I take full size? Well, I don't really like to buy breaks of VWAP like that for that red degree move on full size typically. I typically prefer to buy a starter position if I'm going to get involved early and then wait for a pullback. I thought we would get a pullback kind of like the one we saw on TRCH. After it broke through VWAP, then a pull-in, I was going to add to full size in that pull-in. So I only had 25% of the position size that I really wanted in there as a little starter entry. My starter entries range from 10% to sometimes 25, 30, even 50% as a starter, right? So that's what I was really looking for out of ALF there. But what happens? We just go straight up. Okay, we go straight up, and I immediately go to try to take a piece of profit off. But I noticed we're going to get halted there. And because of that, I say, you know what? I only have 25% of my my position. So I'm going to just hold the entire position, see what happens out of the halt. We gap up off the halt. I tell you guys two scenarios. If we gap up off the halt, I'm looking to take profits. If we open kind of flat and pull in, I'm going to add to full size if we hold and then look for the squeeze. We gap up off the halt and push, and I just start taking profits off, right? I just start taking profits off, and here are my alerts. Long ALF 516, stop $5 area. A few minutes later, taking some profits off. What I thought was 569 because that was my limit order. However, we gapped up and pushed so quickly that I got a 580 fill. Then I'm taking more profits off, 590, more 604, and then I was flat at 612 on 612 on ALF right in here on this doji candle. All right, then I was like, okay, well, this kind of sucks in a way because this would have been a home run trade had I been full size. It would have been a home run trade, but I only had 25% of my size. So I said to myself, what am I going to do here? Am I going to trade this again? It was a nice trade because don't get me wrong, I almost hit a double on it at that point. And I was like undecided. What am I going to do? Do I want to trade this again? And if I do I want to protect those profits? The answer to that was yes. I said I was going to look to protect those profits. Therefore, I had to manage my risk extensively and also decrease my share size on the follow-up trade so that I wouldn't give up too much of that profit because it was a small trade share size wise, but the move was clean. It was good. And it actually made me almost a double on the day. If I was only up a double on the day, would I be willing to give up a double? Probably not. I never really am. I always manage my risk accordingly. So I couldn't let that factor in and say to myself, well, Jesse, if you would have been in full size like you planned, you would have had a home run on the day. So really, it's like you've done nothing. And I had to say, no. You are sitting on a double on the day. Normally, you protect those profits, so you're going to do that here. So what did I do? I waited and waited and waited. And I waited until it either got low enough to where I was comfortable buying some, or I waited until it would just break down. So I really was very patient. And we got exactly that pullback into VWAP. And then we had a very nice clean down resistance line here. So we had VWAP, 90 MA, 23.6 Fibonacci, all lining up there in that $6 level and decreasing volume. Now, this entry here was not a full-size entry. It was a 40% entry to my full size. Why didn't I take full size? Because if I would have taken full size and we would have had this happen, then I would have been red on the day. And I did not want to be red on the day, right? Or I did not want to give up 75% of my profits. So in order to protect that profit on the day, I only took upon myself 40% of my full size, of what would have been full size on this trade. Now, it was a bigger trade share size wise than over here, right? But it was still smaller than what would have been full size. Now, I do have this trade recorded. We're going to go over that one. I do not have this trade recorded, unfortunately. But as soon as I enter there, I start taking profits off immediately because, like I said, I want to protect my profits on the day. So my next trade here was long ALF, 588, stop 575 area, taking some profits off 605. So as soon as we start popping here, I'm taking profits. Taking some profits off 605, taking more profits off 611, more profits off 629, okay, more profits off 645 right before the halt. Then we get halted and I'm looking to take profits off up here closer to $7. We don't get it and I end up stopping out of that move here. And last piece of the pie there, I had about 10% of my original size on the trade at 649. Okay, that was my last trade. Now, let me get you really quickly the first trade since I do have it recorded. And like I said, it was only 25% of what I really wanted. And this one was only about 40% of what I really wanted size-wise. That kind of hurts the P&L in a sense because now I'm sitting on a triple on the day, over a triple on the day, but I could be sitting on a big day, right? I could be sitting on a really big day, a big home run day. So let me get you this one real quick here. Here you see I only have 250 shares. I wanted 1,000. So I only have 250 shares of this stock here. and we get halted there. I'm waiting out of the halt. I put out an order. See, 569. I put out an order to sell 100 shares out of the resumption. We immediately get that fill right there, boom, and actually sell 100 on the ask, and then I bang out on the, well, I guess with slippage, because I still have the limit order at 569, another 50 shares, and then I hold on, and I saw another 50. I'm looking at my fills, and then we continue squeezing, and I'm looking for that move, you know, over 625, and I just sell out the last 50. A quick little trade. But had I had my, you know, had we punched through VWAP, pulled in really quickly here, held, bang, 1,000 shares, and then I'm up here, you know, I would have taken 250 off up here in the halt area, and then held on to 750 shares going into that. Dude, you're talking about, you know, over $1,000 a day. That would have been a banger. But I'll take it, you know, a triple on the day, coming off the back of 2 back-to-back home run days. Like, this is awesome trading we're seeing in June, guys, and I'm hoping that we continue seeing this moving forward here. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the recap. I hope you learned something. I hope you got a good insight there on what's going on in my mind during a trade. Let me know any questions. Drop them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them, come back around and answer them at the end. Smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll catch you on the next one.